Hey everybody, so I have a littlest bit of a problem. Last time we were on the podcast, some kind of terrible malfunction happened, and Brandon's audio is just entirely gone. I have no idea what the fuck happened. If you want an idea of what he sounds like, this is vaguely the idea. And boy, that sucks because that was a pretty solid podcast. I had a pretty good feeling about that one. But oh well, we can't shed tears for the past of our orphans. I think that's how the quote goes. Anyway, so I've been able to salvage what I can, and to help me with this delivery, featuring Kendrick Lamar. Take it away, Kendrick.
This dick ain't free.
We talked about Darkest Hour. Brandon was the only one who saw it, but he did give some general feedback about it, and he felt very positive about it, even though he thinks that the guy that actually played Winston Churchill could have been a little stronger. We also made fun of that terrible movie called The Darkest Hour, which was a shitty teen apocalypse movie. We also talked about Devilman Crybaby.
This dick ain't free.
Devilman Crybaby is sort of a reinvention of a very old property called Devilman. In terms of old-ass anime and manga properties, Devilman is up there with fucking Fist of the North Star, fucking Dragon Ball, and fucking even older shit that has existed forever. It's pretty good. I'll admit, Devilman is not really my jam, necessarily. I've never been 100% on board with it. It's just never really gelled with me personally. It works within a very modest budget, and you can tell when it's not working within that budget. So if I really had a criticism watching it, it's really more that, like, they take wide swaths to add new things to the Devilman story, but at its roots, it's still it's an anti-nuke message. A lot of early anime work always comes back to mutually assured destruction, like anti-nuke message. In recent years, the thing I would say they've actually moved into, as far as like commentary in Japanese fiction, is more the country's predisposition to xenophobia. Like their average, like, you know, they don't exactly want to say we don't like Koreans, but you know, please stay away. But other than that, like, I don't know. There's a part where a dude comes so hard that, like, his whole ceiling is covered in semen. Ladies' boobs turn into horrible monster mouths, like the nipples turn into horrible monster mouths. There's a part where he's fucking a lady, and then she turns into a demon, and then they start, like, fighting, and then they start fight-fucking in the sky. There's some stuff. Also, Devilman, the animated series, exists in that Devilman Crybaby show. Also, there's Japanese rapping and then there's English rapping in it. There's a lot more rapping in general in it than I was expecting.
Stepsisters.
This dick ain't free.
Brandon was supposed to watch Stepsisters, but boy, he sure didn't do that. Directed by Charles Stone III. Charlie Stone? Charles Stone. Well, he's the dude that directed Mr. 3000 and Drumline. So really, it's more, I would say, this movie has been sort of criticized by having a lot of the characters feel as like sort of mouthpieces for societal opinions as opposed to just characters. It's pitch perfect, but step dancing. It's kind of fun. I had fun with it. The one thing I would say is the character they play too much of the Cars in that movie. I fucking hate the Cars. I think it's a fucking shitty 80s band. I hate them. If you heard the song they play in it, you would know what it is. You've heard it once. And also, the character in it is supposed to be a guy that's like, I'm not like the blackest guy. I'm just like a regular dude. And he's like, yeah, he is. It's that thing of like, you know, just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm a fucking brother in the hood or whatever. And because, like, the problem with that is he says that, but then he goes like, I'm not going to know every song to A Tribe Called Quest. And my first reaction is, dude, you fucking know what A Tribe Called Quest is. You're so much deeper in than you have any fucking clue you are. So anyway, Stepsisters, I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. I would give it 3 A Tribe Called Quest songs out of 5. Brandon gives it an NA out of 5.
Godzilla Part 1 King of the Monsters.
This dick ain't free.
It's a CG anime film. And that was another reason I picked it, was because it's CG instead of like traditional animation, and I thought it looked fun. I actually thought it was rather fun. It's actually kind of a shame that you didn't watch this one, because I thought this one was like a lot of fucking fun. They throw so many fucking sci-fi things at you in like 10 minutes. Godzilla has conquered the entirety of the human planet. B, aliens invade No, this is, in this scenario, this is actually... Yeah, yes, that as that question is asked by everyone on the planet, aliens invade from another solar system going, hey, our planet was destroyed, we would like to live here. Oh, Godzilla's taken over, we'll help you fight him. And then they introduce like alien technology. They lose too. Yeah, they lose too. So, they do interstellar travel and take humanity with them to start searching for other habitable planets in other solar systems. Then, that goes kaput. It's been like 40 years and shit's just not going well. They're not finding any places. So, in the meantime, let me also note that these alien invaders still kind of look human. They're basically pale humans. They warp back to Earth, and because they're warp jumping, that also makes time travel happen to where Earth has been taken over by Godzilla for 20,000 years. Again, all of this happens in 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie. Because they don't see Godzilla anywhere, and they're just like, so what happened to the Earth in the meantime? So the movie's answer to that is, don't worry about it. In the other meantime, Godzilla attacks, along with all of planets, and all of Earth's, like, vegetation and animal life have been affected by Godzilla just being the predominant force against all of the habitat and like the sphere of the planet. In this, he's fucking humongous. He's this, like, imagine Mount Kilimanjaro, like Olympus Mons. They've all basically been turned into, like, they've all evolved to basically be able to live while Godzilla is stomping around and shit. Like, they all have armor plating, they all, like, vaguely have the ability to tunnel underground. Even the plant life, like, gives off an electric aura around it, similar to Godzilla, that basically disables nukes and remote controlled, like IEDs, essentially. It's not, because the end of the movie, all of a sudden they see the continent explode in half and Godzilla fucking erupts out of the fucking earth. It's pretty good. The action is pretty good. It's just pretty good. The dub for it is actually way better than Devilman Crybaby. Devilman Crybaby's dub, 3 actors were good in it, and everyone else was, like, the worst. The color palette in the movie is kind of muted a little bit. It's a lot of grays and blues. It's pretty awesome. I like that they stuck with the more modern Godzilla design, as opposed to the fucking Christmas tree. Because I know the Christmas tree is classic, but I like that they went with the more modern design. I think it plays better. See, that can be another podcast, is you spilling wine on yourself. So anyway, I give Godzilla 8 fucking stupid tribal anime ladies at the end of the movie as a twist, because they don't actually fight the real Godzilla at the end of the thing, so it's just a and then the credits roll and they go, in the next part. He just tried to deep throat my microphone. Fucking, he's drank way too much white wine. Now he's a thirsty bitch out on the town. That's exactly what a thirsty bitch would say.
Neither of which Brandon actually took the time to watch. And then we talked about Mudbound for a while.
Hell fucking no, this dick ain't free.
So anyway, it's about two World War II veterans coming home and like dealing with PTSD and stuff in Mississippi, rural as shit Mississippi, like post World War II. And I want you to like give some thoughts first. The only thing I will say is, I really thought about it for a long time. I can't think of another movie that has ever had that premise ever. Well, as far as I understand, the main character of it, the son or whatever, that's in General Patton's army, as far as I understand, I think it's based on a real person. And I think that's a thing that actually happened to. The way he says, he gets down the cadence just right for saying, he says nigger just in the right way that like is actually like, it hits you in the chest immediately. You just go, ooh. But also he's Jonathan Banks, like he's Mr. Evil. Because he's fucking Jonathan Banks. He was in Breaking Bad too. Like, you wouldn't say it's fun, you would say it's interesting. Because like there's a guy that made a very interesting TED talk about how media needs to be either fun, interesting, or both. Isn't white America great? Weren't they always great? Anyway. So, again, I will say, I want to give some props to this movie. They picked a setting that I feel I have never seen in a film before, or at least I have no readable like comparison to, and I think that's really impressive. I also want to give big props to the costuming and a lot of like the general like, they nailed the look just right. They nail that fucking middle of nowhere Mississippi post-war effort look, where not a lot of like modern amenities or like conveniences have really reached there other than fucking cars. That being said, first off, that is maybe the slowest goddamn movie I've watched in a long time. I was about to go on lunch at work, and I was like, oh, I'm sure this is probably like at the 3/4 mark or something. I don't have that much longer. I can watch it during my break. And I look at it, and I let out a vocal, are you fucking kidding me, that I saw it was like 50 minutes into this 2-hour and 10-minute movie. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. The second thing I will say, and this one is maybe a bit more subjective, but speaking personally, I found a lot of the writing extraordinarily hammy. Like, the line that I would specifically say made me roll my eyes so hard that I thought I went blind for a minute and my retina's detached, was the part where, at near the beginning, where the father of the son or whatever is talking about the land and all that. Most of their accents are pretty good. You can tell when some of them are breaking, and it's kind of awkward to hear. But that's probably more from me having a mom from Georgia, so I can parse it and tell when they're not doing it. But it's the part where he goes, the bank just cares about a man's deed, not his deeds when it comes to his land. And like, literally, I dropped what I was looking at, and I fucking like looked at the screen and I rolled at my fucking phone. And that's probably on a security camera somewhere of me just fucking giving a very sarcastic look to my fucking phone. The title is very clearly more of like a metaphor for like the state of all the characters in it. Like, they all feel like they're stuck. They all feel like they're throwing their lives away, and they're all mudbound. They're all stuck and moving slow in this like shitty little pond. That being said, speaking personally, your tongue, your hand, or your testicles, my response to that guy would have been, you made the wrong choice. You can live a normal life without your testicles. If anything, I'm gonna be honest, like, that stuff was gruesome, but it also kind of honestly didn't do a lot for it. I was praying for the fucking movie to if anything, the scene I liked a lot better was like right near the end before the credits, where it starts the movie at like him asking the dad or whatever to help them bury the grandpa, and that's pre you having the context of the fucking son disappearing and all of that being the grandpa's fault and all that shit. And he's like, you need to have your boys help too, and then he like shoves him a bit and goes, my sons are staying in the fucking car. He goes, okay. Like, he's like, okay, fine, sheesh. I appreciated that a lot more. The black guy's wife maybe gets the least amount of screen time, which feels weird to me considering every last theme in that movie. It seems a little strange that she gets so little, like, it feels like she has the least amount going on and doing. Yeah, and that feels like about it. Whereas, like, they fucking revisit the boring as fuck white lady like 1,000 times, and I was like, lady, I don't fucking care about you or your dumb kids. Oh my god. Or your like weird kind of infatuation with this dude's brother, even though you still fucking married the guy that you clearly kind of think is an asshole. I also really liked that bit at the beginning where he was like, who are you? I'm renting this property. Well, you sold it to me last week. So funny. It was so hilarious. They're like, I guess we'll live on the farm then. Thought-provoking, yes. Good. Personally, I don't know. Bam! Only 6 out of 10? I'm gonna give it two. I'm gonna give it 2. I'm really trying to think of something. Brandon's on his fucking phone and that comes up over the microphone. I give it 2 disrespected General Patton generals. Sergeants. Tank sergeants. Out of 5.
Now on to the regularly scheduled podcast. Again, I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience, and it sucks that I wasn't able to deliver that one to you. Here's hoping the next one doesn't fuck up as well. Have a great day.
The 1, 2, 3 clap, or is that a different thing?
That's a different thing.
Oh, no more clap. I like the clapping.
The clapping is fun. The clapping is a very fun little exercise. When me and my brother were doing a lot of videos together, we would do that, and it was a nice little bonding thing.
Oh, it's gross.
We haven't been able to do it in recent.
It's gross. You know what I thought for another podcast spinoff?
What?
You, Wally, and Smalley should talk about video games.
I would love to do a video game podcast, honestly. I think like a monthly video game podcast would be amazing.
Should totally do it. I'm sure we could at least get Wally if Smalley doesn't want to.
Right?
He doesn't work weekends. I could pick him up and bring him down.
Yeah, and there's always like Discord and shit too if like the roads
You
are
and your
dangerous.
Discord. Sorry.
I'm sorry we don't all have cars that can drive for 1,000 miles on one tank of gas.
I know. Well, I know, but it'd be fun to have Wally down. We could
It would.
do games and shit.
It would. It totally
I
would.
want to play. I'm missing. I need a Jack in the Box fix.
Hell yeah, dude.
Play that in forever.
Hell yeah. I need to... I fucking hate that I haven't bought the new one. I need to buy the new one.
It's kind of expensive. Isn't it like $30 or something?
24. That's always what the price has been.
Oh, 24. Okay. I guess for
And
hours of entertainment with your friends, it's really priceless.
Plus, like 24 for like an average of 5 games.
I guess
Like that's
so.
$5 a piece. Like I don't think that's absurd.
No.
For the amount of fun I've had with those on average.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I think
Like-
they probably make
Like they're not all hits. They're not all the first Jackbox,
I
but
know.
you know.
They'd probably make less money, but I would have a higher consumer satisfaction, I guess. I would if they sold the games individually for $5, I think I would like it better. Or have like a bundle of like all of them for a discounted rate. But like if I only wanted like Drawful and Cribbage for $10, I'd rather do that than pay for the whole thing.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, they have done those on occasion. Although it's usually just more to promote the next the next Jackbox game coming out. Like when they put out Drawful 2 as a standalone game.
Some of their games are big duds.
Yeah, not all of them are great. Even in the first one, that fucking Word Spud I didn't think was like incredible. Well, no, the 100-person one I didn't think was amazing.
The one with the I didn't think the one with the flies and the words that was dumb.
Yeah.
Was that the Spud one or no?
No, the Spud one's a different one. The Spud one is the one where you're basically making like ad libs or whatever, and you're all like typing in random words or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha.
So welcome everybody to episode 7 of Floating Upstream.
This is really like episode 6.5 remix. Think of the better.
That's in the Phantom Zone.
App name for it.
It's in the Phantom Zone.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
That's copy. You had to say trademark after you say that.
Trademarked.
Are you supposed to read it like that if you read something that has a trademark in it?
I don't know.
I've always wondered that or I see like a register sign or whatever, and I'm like, is that how it's supposed to read, or is that like an onomatopoeia and it's just like implied? And so in visual form, I guess. I can still have my dreams. I can call my game my new
Plus,
game.
I'm pretty sure if you're not like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's ways. I'm pretty sure if you're not like commercializing it or like even. Like, I can say just do it on a podcast and Nike can't come after me. I don't think they can.
Unless you say just do it, trademark.
I guess we'll find out.
I'll call them up. I would love if their CEO's name was just like, like phone number was just on the internet. It probably is. So, Brandon.
Douglas.
How has your week been?
Well, besides Snowmageddon?
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking like, I think the weekend is topped off with like, what, 10 inches? Something like that?
I think it was over a foot.
Probably so.
So it depends on where you are in the state.
Like, holy fucking shit, dude.
But I've had to shovel my driveway out both days to go to work, so.
I did not. Because we rent, and our landlord cares enough to hire a dude to come in, usually about every 2 days.
Crazy. I don't think it will ever come here, and I don't really know if it's gonna last long. I think I was reading stock articles or something just popped up on my Google feed about it's an Uber for snow shovelers, snow plowers, I guess. So like people who have snow blowers or trucks or whatever, you have an app and you tell them what you want and like how much square footage or something or whatever, and then they come and do it or whatever. But it's kind of funny in the article, the lady was talking about how it cost her like $200 or something to get her driveway done, which I thought was outrageous, when you can just pay like the neighborhood kid like $20 or something to do it. But also their model maybe doesn't work because I guess these guys were independent contractors or they had a small business or something, and then like they didn't exclusively use the app. Kind of like I was an Uber driver, and you like, I obviously can't build like I can't just build a taxi app and like drive people around for various reasons. But a lot of delivery apps have like a 30% cut of it. And so the lady was like, well, now that I got the guy's business card and number, she's like, I could just call him, pay him cash, and, save myself the 30% or whatever, and the guy would get a bigger cut too. So that's kind of, I guess I see a flaw in that, but it's kind of a nifty idea for, like, the 21st century to have, like, a snowplow for Ubers. Can we also talk about how now everything can be Ubered? Super funny. Doug, it's how am I supposed to eat? Is it cut? Okay. It's like, how am I supposed to eat it if it's not cut? Oh, it's really hot. So what do you think about that snowplow for Uber, Doug?
It sounded very interesting, Brandon. Thank you so much for the lecture. It was very educational. Thank you.
It wasn't a lecture. It's more of an advertisement. I should find out their name, get a sponsorship.
I would love to fucking put Tesla as a fucking sponsor on this.
I don't know. We need to talk about getting sponsors. Movie Pass just hit 2 million subscribers. If you haven't used Movie Pass yet.
Other people's success of the week. Success of the week.
Except for, man, they have a real customer service issue. Which we've never had problems, so I don't know if it's the people using the app, but every time they post a Facebook thing, it's like 800 comments about people just shitting on them and being like, you haven't answered my support ticket for 2 months, or my card doesn't work, or I canceled it, but you're still charging me, and all these other crazy things. And I'm like, it's been so seamless for us, so maybe we just got lucky.
I feel like Netflix has been in a good enough spot that I feel like people forget when their customer service was shit too. When they were still in like the experimental, a lot of people were like, who on earth would pay such a low price for convenient, nice things? Ha 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 ha, like all that shit. And they're like, like Blockbuster dudes were like wiping their mouths from the gravy all over their mouths and shit. But yeah, there was a point in which Netflix's customer service was shit, and then their solution to that was to make it so they just don't have customer service, which is fine
why
too.
Why would you need to call Netflix customer service?
Well, when they were just doing like the delivery DVD shit.
Oh, the DVD thing, I guess so.
My fucking DVDs don't show up.
Oh.
And it says it was delivered, you know.
Okay, I guess.
Kind of interested to know what the fuck's going on.
I was like, why would I need to call Netflix? Like, the only issue they ever have is an internet connection, or Netflix is down, and obviously calling them isn't going to do anything. Well.
Do anything else with your week, or are you just enjoying your
working every day.
Bacon ranch pizza thingy?
I'm working every day.
Cool. Cool. As far as my week, I did actually watch a new series that...
I didn't actually ask about your week. No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you do with your fucking week, Britton?
Crack myself up. Anyways, go on. I went to Goodwill. You weren't working the other day.
No, I was not. I don't work on the weekends because I choose to die instead and make an extra $1 an hour because I'm a smart human being that made a lot of good choices with my life.
Yep, that's true. You make more money at McDonald's?
About like $1.
Oh, that's sad.
Like $10.50 an hour, which whatever.
And they make $9.50 at Goodwill.
Yeah.
I didn't know
like $9.25 or something.
Oh, I didn't know I made more than you.
You make a crazy amount more than I do.
I make like $1. I make $10.35. Calm down.
How do you have so much fucking money then?
I don't have insurance.
Yeah,
I mean, well, you get insurance. I have government.
Yeah, and you live.
I have government insurance.
Yeah. Damn it, Brandon. Why are you so good at life?
Plus, I don't work 40 hours a week.
You need to write, like, for real, the amount of people that are terrible at life and write those life advice novels where they're, like, crossing their arms and, like, doing, like, a big, stupid fucking grin on their face, you need to do one of those. And you need to do one of those stupid poses where you cross your arms and and smile like an asshole.
I just want to do my personal finance podcast.
Yeah, I still want to get that off the ground, honestly. But, anyway, my week. I've been watching this series that came out in 2016. No, 2017. And Netflix dubbed it and localized its English release, as far as I understand. It's called Kakegurui. I kind of fucking love the show. I'm only about 3 or 4 episodes in, so it could go sideways immediately. But, so preppy rich kids high school, right?
I thought you told me about this. Or is that just like every Japanese anime? Preppy rich kids in high school.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
I'm not going to fight you about it. You are saying a truth. But, so hear me out here. Since all the kids are crazy rich and from, like, influential families, politicians, like, CEOs of major, like, manufacturers and toy companies and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? What the kids like to do for fun is they gamble and they specifically gamble with their parents' money. So, like, they'll do, like, poker hands for thousands of dollars. And I forget what it exactly is, but it's like the lowest, the poorest 100 kids in the school are literally bitches that have to do whatever all the other kids want. And they literally call them puppers and mittens. Puppers for boys and mittens for girls.
Is that like a Japanese slang that I don't get?
No, they just call them mittens because, like, you know, like a shitty little kitten.
That's dumb.
Why's that dumb?
I don't know. It's just dumb.
This microphone really helps your disdain, like, come over the airwaves.
Good.
But for real though, so it's all gambling. It is a primarily female cast. I kind of fucking love this show because, like, these kids are fucking insane, because there are points, like, in the second episode where they do a fucking, like, they bet about $40 million.
Holy shiznit.
And, now...
Like, combined, or
like
now
it is...
one person?
No, that is
million?
one person antes up 40 million yen. Now, admittedly, I don't remember what the exchange rate... I want to say that's like $4 million.
The yen now isn't actually that much in American dollars, but...
In American dollars, but I mean, that 40 million yen is still, like, a big deal.
No.
That is a lot of money.
I would imagine.
So they ante that up, and the other person says, okay, but if you don't have that, and the other person goes like, oh, I don't have that kind of money, I can't bet that. And they were like, okay, you can bet your fingernails.
What?
And yeah, this girl breaks out a briefcase and has a collection of victims' fingernails in a case, and she's like, I'll add yours to my collection. Like, it's insane.
That turned dark real quick.
It did, in a way that I was really into. And, like, the main character, she likes to play this, like, very, like, just floaty, happy-go-lucky lady, whatever. Whenever she starts gambling, she gets this, like, rush of energy, and she's like, oh, yeah. And, like, she gets all, like, flustered, and, like, her eyes flare up and shit. And there's a point that you're watching it that you go, is this like a sex thing for you? And then increasingly, as you watch more episodes, you go, yes, it is absolutely a sex thing for her. But like, it makes her, like, weirdly endearing. Like, she just loves to gamble so fucking much. And here's the other thing that really sold me on this. Every person she has played against thus far has been cheating. And part of the whole show is them, explaining whatever weird fucking game. Actually, half the time they're explaining a game that they're acting like it doesn't exist, but half the time it's like fucking evens and odds. Or like the card versions of rock, paper, scissors, where you draw 3 cards or whatever after you shuffle the deck. I'm really into it. I like it a lot. It's really bright and colorful. There's a lot of strong reds. The main character is, like, very empowered and, like, and fun.
You go, girl.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. You fucking get your rocks off and we'll go out and eat some ice cream and celebrate the bodies you racked up. But yeah, Kakegurui. It's on Netflix. It's pretty fun. I like it a lot. I also like that the only male... What?
How do you spell that?
Kakeurgi. It's been, like, at the front of my fucking Netflix page for a while. Honestly, if you just type in Kake, you'll probably fucking find it.
Okay.
It's pretty good though. Let's see. The other thing I was going to mention was I loved one of my favorite things about the cast is that the one male character in the cast is this fucking just shitty kid that's not good at anything, and the only reason he's there is because the main character got him out of $5 million in debt.
Damn. That's
Where
rough.
Because like that's the practice some of like the higher ups.
So he's like an indentured servant.
Yeah, basically. Like it was someone being mean enough to basically dig him in enough debt that he will never get out. That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Oh my eye.
We're going to talk about Patient 17.
Good. They will not lie. You're probably going to hate me, which is fine. I tried. I really tried so hard.
Okay. If you watched it and it was just not for you, that's fine, and we can talk about that.
No, yeah, I watched Patient 17. Oldboy, I couldn't do it. I can't do subtitles. I'm really bad. I tried really hard. I got 30 minutes in, and I was just like, I can't do this.
That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, Patient 17, the number one thing I'm going to ask is why did you have me watch a movie where Gabe Newell and your brother go on an adventure to find nothing?
Who's Gabe Newell? Oh. The founder of Steam.
The founder of Steam, and also that fucking fat guy that is the scientist or whatever.
He doesn't look like my brother.
No. That guy looks like Gabe Newell. The guy that's narrating the fucking
reporter?
thing.
Mm-hmm.
He talks in a way that I was like, he sounds like Matt in 10 years if he lived a very sad life.
Oh.
He sounds like Matt. And, like, it's uncanny. Just the way they talk. Just the way he talks. I was like, yeah, that sounds like Matt. Why did you pick this?
Sounded interesting. Alien abductions.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? I mean, I think it seems... I don't know if it's I didn't think it's not like a mockumentary, and it's not like that mermaid fucking thing. I mean, they found these crazy metals that are, like, full of... that they said could not have come from Earth because of the isotope study.
So the one actual problem with this, and I did like do some additional research about this movie and like about that kind of stuff, the room for error for that stuff does fall into what their findings are, is my one thing. Also, the one thing that I thought was kind of deceiving in a way that I didn't appreciate is the dude that was looking at the basically the second opinion guy, that like darker guy with the blue shirt or whatever. They framed him. Admittedly, maybe they didn't intend for this. I can't say what their intention was, but they frame him like he is a neutral party. And he has no stakes in any of this. He had a fucking extraterrestrials like studies of the world beyond type shit that I didn't appreciate. Because like I don't know, man. Like the one thing I would ever say is like, of course there are aliens.
Did they find the one guy? And what happened? Did he just like...
Yeah, he's just
AWOL?
gone. No, yeah, they never found him.
You don't think that's suspicious?
Of course I think it's suspicious, but I think it's suspicious of these weird conspiracy nuts.
Okay.
Like, of course aliens exist. I don't know what kind of crazy stupid person could actually argue that aliens don't... Really? Infinite cosmos. There is no ending in any direction. And your response is, nah, it's just us. Nah, I don't believe it, nah. What? Excuse... the only fish you see are the ones that are right fucking here? There's nothing else in the fucking ocean?
I can tell you, I don't know if I necessarily believe in aliens.
Just period?
I think so. I know, I mean, they haven't made contact with us.
Why would they?
I don't know.
Like, if we have nothing they want, why would they come here?
Fair enough, I guess.
And, like, you know, do you remember when Stephen Hawking touched on the idea of, like intergalactic, like, contact and shit like that?
No.
His prediction was actually far grimmer than, like, anything even those, like, theorists in that fucking movie were talking about. Where he compared it more to when the Pilgrims landed in North America, and
we're gonna get slaughtered like Indians.
Yeah, that's his theory, honestly. I more imagine it to like to when the colonies came into Africa. So I'm painting a bad picture here of apartheid, but hear me out.
We're gonna get subjugated by an alien race.
Yeah, basically, like they just come in, they go, "Hey, this is our god. You worship them now. Send us some of your shit some of the time. Here's some technology. Put on this jersey. Okay, see you later."
Okay.
Because like if they've mastered intergalactic travel, they're like there's no fucking fight. Like how on earth would we combat something like that? Like that's just not a thing.
What if they're a peaceful race?
That too. Like intergalactic travel is obviously a costly process, and we're figuring that out. Did you see that video of speaking of which, since we can tie this in?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that fucking that rocket
roadster.
that with the detachable launchers or whatever, and it's going to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a fucking Tesla on it, because of course it does.
They've reduced the cost of space travel significantly.
Yeah,
It's still large, but I mean,
it's fucking crazy cool though. Next step. I'm gonna die before it ever hits anything actually commercial, but that's fine.
maybe Lenin.
Maybe
They will go
Lenin.
to space.
Maybe Lenin. Lenin will be a cool robot, and that'll be cool.
I know. I thought it was an interesting movie. I think it. I don't know. I think it asked questions. What do you think the metal things were then?
I honestly, I did.
Those random pieces of metal.
Yeah, I honestly do just think it's like whatever, and like I don't know, specifically implying that it's material not from our solar system, I think is just the littlest bit far-fetched, and I don't know. We're all fucking space rocks. Even human beings are made of matter that was at one point space rocks. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, actually tracking that shit, I think is... A, the people that actually do that and know what they're doing, like, that has to be a fucking incredibly hard field. But B, like, I don't know. At some point, it's semantics if you don't have, like, an actual, like, as they were quoting, smoking gun. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and it was also kind of like...
Like, everything was so fucking serious. Like, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about, like... about like Alien anything is everything is so fucking serious. Like just take yourself easy for a minute.
Yeah, and they did kind of like, I don't know, throw their credibility out the window. When the one guy was like, "Oh yeah, I was patient 15 or whatever."
I can't believe they kept that in. If I was making that, I would have been like, "No, cut that." Cut that part out. Oh my god. Gabe Newell, patient 15, confirmed. That's why he has so many knives. He's trying to stop the aliens. That, yeah, I don't know. Wasn't really my...
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But yeah, that's my biggest thing, is I'm just like, why would they just be observing people? Like, that's not...
I don't know, we observe animals. Maybe Earth is really just a giant zoo.
I mean, sure. I also just think of it as like...
Or Elon Musk, we're all a computer game for some of the alien race.
Or maybe it's, maybe we're the boonies. Like, we're just some shitty backwoods area that has nothing of value, so nobody comes here. Or maybe it's, like Avatar, and we're the big dogs in this scenario, and there is no other race that is more advanced than us. Which, slightly depressing, but oh well. So, Oldboy. Brendan only watched a little bit of Oldboy, which sucks for Oldboy specifically, because the better half of Oldboy is definitely the second half of that movie, but...
I totally could see, I was like, this is totally a movie Doug would like, though. I saw that. I never do, maybe call me, I don't know, pretentious, uncouth, call me whatever you want to call me. I have a really hard time doing subtitle movies.
I mean, that's fine.
Yes, Jordan used to watch, a couple other people do this, Beth Conrad does, drives me freaking nuts. They put a show on and then turn on subtitles and then just like talk to people or whatever in the room.
Of course, I do that too.
Oh god, it drives me freaking nuts.
Why
if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, turn it off.
I put on subtitles.
Stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Because you're not paying attention to it. Why have it on?
Actually, to be honest, half the time, there have been times in which something's audio mixing is so fucking terrible, I turn on subtitles so I can know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, audio mixing is a big deal to me, and, like, it's the same... I do the same thing in video games, I do the same thing in movies. I turn on the fucking subtitles because I don't trust the fucking sound mixers to do their goddamn job and make sure that I can fucking hear it in my fucking 2-speaker setup for a fucking shitty TV. God forbid. God forbid.
Well, I didn't know I touched a nerve, apparently.
You didn't. They did.
The first part, it was pretty funny. The guy in the... But I didn't quite understand because I didn't go much farther. Like, the drunk guy...
Yep.
In the whatever, that was kind of funny.
Yep.
It was totally... it was, like, totally Asian. I don't really watch a lot of Asian stuff, but it was just kind of like... It was so Asian. It was, like, ridiculous.
It is a Korean action film. It is actually a very famous Korean action film. I want to say, and someone might correct me on this, but... Oldboy has been on Netflix's streaming service for an insanely long time. Like, I want to say since, like, they started streaming shit, and it just never has come off. Because it is a legitimately kind of great movie. It influenced a lot of stuff, actually. Have we
got any emails? Side note.
No.
Oh.
But don't worry about that.
Email us movie suggestions. I want to interact with our audience, Doug. I want to engage.
I love how 2003 the fucking score is. Like, it's a lot of violins and pianos, and it's just, like, very pronounced, and you hear it. That is the oldest thing about that movie, is, like, it's the fucking score. It sounds like a fucking, like... It sounds like Seven. It sounds like the movie Seven, and, like...
I haven't seen the movie. Oh, Seven. With Brad Pitt.
With Brad Pitt and What's in the Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
I don't think I've ever watched that whole movie. I just...
Really? I love that movie.
I like, what's the spider one?
The what?
It's like a spider killer. Not... Spider...
What?
Oh, that's another one with Morgan Freeman.
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. It's another crime
Are you talking about the Zodiac Killer?
No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Anyways, go on.
Anyways.
I will have to say the title threw me off when you did Oldboy. I thought it was going to be like... I thought it was some comedy or something of like...
So...
It was like pulled up this weird Korean thing and I was like, what the...
So, Oldboy, it is supposed to be a subversive title because that whole movie subverts your expectations. Because, like, I guess spoilers for Oldboy, it's fucking 15 years old, so heads up. So, it is a revenge movie where, for the most part, you follow one character who is on a plot of revenge because this asshole has been keeping him in captivity for fucking 10 years or whatever it was, 7 years, something like that. And you find out that this guy has also killed his sister and his child and like his immediate family and shit like that. And
Damn.
The twist ends up being, and again, this is like right at the end of the movie, is that the woman that has been helping him and like has been this like very like loving person in his life.
Helping
it's like
Oldboy or helping the killer guy?
Helping the main character.
Okay.
The twist ends up being that because hypnosis is a theme in this as well. It's a thing that they keep referring to now and again. It turns out that the
oh my gosh, is it all a dream?
No,
oh,
actually, damn. The killer kidnapped his sister and hypnotized her into thinking she was a completely different person, and they have sex at one point. So his reveal is, oh hey, your sister's not actually dead, but you fucked your sister, bro. And and she's in the clutches of one of my henchmen right now. So if you say anything, we'll kill her too. So like all of that happens in the span of like 20 seconds, and he's on the phone with her, and there's like another box with the same like photo album of them sitting together as babies and shit.
That's fucked up.
It is! It's so good!
fucked up. Oh my
And
God.
you want to know why he does that? Because they both knew each other in school or something, and
The killer and the guy, or the killer and the sister?
the killer and the guy.
Okay.
And he reveals that because the killer was
It's
into
just one of those things like he was a bully to him, and then he went on this like 20-year revenge plot because he like made fun
No,
of him.
not
Oh.
even, dude. So
Damn.
he was into his sister.
Okay.
And the main character spied on him and told a grown-up, and that actually led to the sister committing suicide. And
Wait, so the killer was into his own sister?
yes,
Okay.
okay, and the sister couldn't deal with it and jumped off a bridge or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. So the killer blames him. So it ultimately the movie flips it and goes, see, it's not the main character's revenge plot. It's this guy's revenge plot. It is his story.
OMG.
And it turns out that the killer is actually Oldboy, because the main character calls him Oldboy at one point.
Wow.
I really like that movie a lot. I haven't watched that movie in
Crazy.
like probably 10 years. I love that movie a lot. I think that movie's great.
Damn. I think I could have watched it if it was like Liam Neeson and Will Smith and in English.
Well, good for you. Good news for you. There's a bunch of shitty actors that did an exact remake of Oldboy. I don't even say an adaptation because it is like almost scene for scene exactly the same movie again.
Is it English?
Yeah, it's with like a British guy.
What's it called, Old Boy?
Yeah, it's just called Oldboy.
Is it on Netflix?
Nope,
Damn.
they don't like that version.
No.
It.
Now I want to watch that version.
I mean that's fine. You can.
Of course, you ruined the whole plot for me, but
I think they've probably changed a couple of things. I'd be surprised if the sister fucking is still in an English version of it, but I enjoy that movie a lot. It has a lot of like really immaculate like scenery work. Also, a lot of the action scenes are like very gritty and very real, and it's a lot of fun. Like, one of my favorite things in the world is how there's this fucking fight in a parking lot, basically, where there's just 30 dudes around him, and like the camera just stays on it, and he's getting the shit kicked out of him. He kicks the shit out of a couple of them. It's like this really actually kind of long exchange, and you go like, wow, action scenes don't really do this anymore. But you can like see the blueprint where like a lot of like actual Hollywood took this as like an idea for how to deliver a fight scene. It's super good, and the main actor has like exactly the right kind of expressive face. Even like the first 30 minutes, I'm sure you saw like just the fucking like the crazy dude grin of like a real actor that can actually act crazy. But yeah, Oldboy.
oh my gosh, yeah, when he was to put on like the angel wings and he did
Yeah.
the weird dance in the
Yeah,
police station.
it's real good.
That was so funny.
So yeah, Oldboy. Not for everybody. I think it's a fun movie though.
Man, now I kind of wish I would have watched it. I was also trying to watch it at like 1 a.m. after I got out of work, so that was...
I watched it at 4 a.m. if that makes you feel any better.
No, it doesn't. Why do you have to one-up me, Doug? Why do you have to be one of those people?
I'm not. How is that one-upping you? You got to sleep in a bed.
Ouch. Oh, boy.
Anyway.
Guess we should talk about something else.
I guess we should just talk about something else.
What did we talk about in the last podcast that we didn't get? Why do you keep shushing me? Why can't we just re-record it?
I'm doing a thing. I'm restoring as much of it as I can. There's going to be a bit at the beginning of this podcast. It's fine.
Oh, God, you and your fucking fuck.
What's wrong with bits? What's wrong with
I don't
having
know.
bits?
Your Disney shirt's ugly, by the way.
Why? I've gotten so many compliments about it.
I know, I'm just a dick.
That's fine.
Rafflecopter.
Why'd you have to fuck my sister, Brandon?
Shut up. You don't even have a sister.
There's a lot of good scenes where the main character like tears the teeth out of people's mouths.
Ooh.
And there's a part at the end where he's panicking so much because he doesn't want the villain to the killer to tell the sister about this. Mm-hmm. That he is like begging him, and he's literally like,
she's still hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like, he's like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll be your dog. I'll be your servant. And he's like literally licking his shoes and like begging for mercy. He cuts out his own tongue.
Oh God.
It doesn't show it on camera.
Oh, still gross.
Oh yeah, totally. But
I wonder if we should talk about upcoming movies that we're interested in.
Black Panther, #1 with a bullet.
It's true. You know what? Did I want to see Black Panther? No, I want to see Black Panther.
What changed your mind?
The trailer.
Yeah. It's a damn good-looking movie.
I was like, this guy's a baller.
Yeah, dude. He's the strongest, smartest, richest, fastest guy with plot armor. He's super
plot
cool.
Armor?
Plot armor.
Plot armor?
Yeah. It's made of vibranium. The same thing as Cap's shield. And when he first shows up in Captain America Civil War, they go, wait, how do you have a suit of my fucking shield?
Vibranium? What'd you call it?
Vibranium.
Vibranium?
Yeah.
That's a stupid name.
It is. You can thank Tony Stark's dad for that name.
I freaking love that what's his name plays Tony Stark's dad. If you haven't watched, we should watch. You should watch Mad Men. Mad Men is great. And what's his name is like a main star in Mad Men.
I watched all the way through Mad Men when it was actually airing, and then I just never watched it again.
Oh, I watched it all too, Doug.
I think it's
Why do we not know these things? I didn't know you watched Westworld. I didn't know you watched Mad Men.
I don't know. Like
so many things I don't know about you, Doug.
Mad Men's cool. Mad Men's cool.
Are you shrugging your shoulders at Mad Men?
Mad Men's cool.
Mad Men is great.
Mad Men is very
good. It
good.
got a lot of awards and acclaim.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
It made what's-her-name's career, who then went on to do Handmaid's Tale.
That's true.
Have you seen the funny Geico commercials they've been doing with what's-his-name?
Yeah.
If I'm correct, because actually it does sort of tie in. If I'm correct, they're doing takes on or spoofs on like classic movies, right? Like if you saw the first one was Grapes of Wrath, and then the second one was, if you've seen the one that was, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought they do, and I was just making sure.
Yeah, it's in just a way that they don't get sued, but otherwise, yeah. Okay, so Brandon, I think it's time for a little bit of advice here, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of...
From what? From you to me? I'm confused.
Series Spotlight.
You already did yours. You can't do one.
What are you talking about?
You did Kikajaka
That was my week.
So that was also basically a series spotlight.
Brandon, these are semantics that I'm happy to argue with you. But now is not the time.
Because I don't want another 2-hour podcast. Sorry, I'm going to keep hounding you on the time of the podcast because it really ticks me off.
It ticks me off when it's under an hour.
45 minutes is a good amount of a podcast.
Good amount. My ass a good enough of a podcast. Under an hour literally makes me go, what the fuck is the point of downloading that?
Well, first of all, who downloads podcasts? You stream them or listen on your Google Home like real people. Anyways, my series spotlight.
Yes?
It's going to be Babylon Berlin.
Yeah, I saw that on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet.
Netflix original.
It looks neat. Have you actually watched it yet, or?
It is, no. But my coworkers watched it and said it's good.
Cool.
So, I added it to my list, which I'm now using I'm now using the Netflix list feature, so I can go back and find frickin' stuff when I'm never there.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
Sweet.
So what's your second series spotlight,
It's not
Doug?
a second series spotlight.
It is, too.
It's not.
You spotlighted a series at the beginning.
That's not that...
The beginning banter is supposed to be where we talk about the stuff we do in real life.
I'm more going to mention this just because it's just supposed to be what you've done in your fucking week. Like, what do you fucking do besides work and eat and take a shit? You gotta do something else. Do you stare at a wall for a while? You can tell me how cool your wall is. That's a thing we do sometimes, Brandon. We're
Give
adults.
me your series spotlight. Twat.
I'm going to nominate. I'm going to nominate Devilman versus Cyborg 009 because that is a 3-part little.
Didn't you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's a little OVA thing. It actually comes out to the length of a movie. It's about an hour and a half. It's kind of fun, and it's adapted like old style Devilman and stuff, and Cyborg 009 was always my thing. Actually, no, you know what? My series spotlight's going to be Cyborg 009, The Fall of something. I forget what it is, but it's actually a sequel series to Cyborg 009, and it looks very good, so I'm going to
Is this different than the Devilman you talked about last time?
Devilman Crybaby is a separate series, yes.
Are they
Devilman
related?
Crybaby is
Are they related at all? They just both called Devilman.
Oh, Devilman Crybaby is a remake in the same sense that American Oldboy I told you about is different than the Oldboy.
Okay. So there's no relation between Devilman Cyborg 9 and Devilman whatever you said?
No.
Okay.
Not directly. No, you don't need any, you don't need to watch anything in order to watch it, so...
Okie dokie.
Also, just because our fucking series spotlights got eaten up last time, I will just mention Dirty Money looks very good. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it does still look very good, and I'm interested in watching the Skrelly episode and that episode about the clean burning diesel or whatever, that first episode. Just wanted to mention that.
We should watch, you know what we need to watch, talk about on the next podcast that I think you would like? The new futile but stupid gesture, or fertile but stupid.
Yeah,
about
I saw the. I saw a trailer for that.
It looks funny.
It looks kind of funny.
It looked like something you would totally watch.
Well, I was always more into the actual documentary where they actually interview the actual people that worked at that magazine at that time.
I totally watched that.
I fucking love that thing so much.
There we go. See, we should watch the dramatization one, and then we can talk about both of them.
That's true.
Next podcast.
Because
then I only have to watch half of them, so I'll probably actually get it done this time.
Maybe that'll be the number 3. The third one. The third thing we watch.
What do you mean the third thing we watch?
Because we still got to do our picks or whatever, and then that can be number 3.
Our picks? What do you mean our picks?
For next week.
Oh. Sorry, I'm so confused.
That's fine. It's fine.
So confused.
It's fine to be confused.
Let's go. Hurry up. I got things to do.
You don't say. Me too.
No, you don't. You got the day off.
Yeah, to sleep. Before I go back to work.
Where's the wife and child?
They're with the mother-in-law.
Oh, of course.
Because they wanted to go shopping. I don't know if that's going to happen with the... No. It doesn't look like it's actively snowing right now, but...
I feel like...
Is it snowing outside?
No. I feel like Kate and her mom would, like, ignore hurricane warnings to go to Target.
That is accurate. As someone who has been in one of those hurricane warnings, I can tell you they were still trying to get their way to the front of the store so they could get the half off on that television.
There'd be like National Guard tanks in the streets, and Kate and her mom would try to make it to Target.
They're trying to run over the Target, and they're doing that student or whatever that tries to put his hand in front of the tank.
Yeah. That's what would be going on.
Oh, man. That's pretty good.
Thanks, I try. I'm a funny one.
So, just as a note, if you want to send us questions, movie suggestions, anything like that, please, by all means, send us in an email at floatingupquestions@gmail.com. Hey, Brandon, what's that email address?
floatingupquestions@gmail.com.
Thank you so much.
Did you set up our Twitter? Our Twitter? Can people tweet us?
The Twitter is up. We are setting up a Patreon. That is a thing. Formal announcement. We are setting that up. I was a lazy asshole and also a stupid idiot, and I fucked it up, and I had to start it over, so that'll be up at some point.
Oh, you should have told me to do it.
I should have told you to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
More
it.
importantly, do we have it? Never mind. We'll talk about it off mic.
We are on iTunes. We are on Stitcher. We are on Libsyn.
We're on Stitcher. Woo woo! Shout out to my
Floating
favorite
Up Stream Podcast.
My favorite podcast app.
If the Patreon goes well, we might actually be able to get a landing page and an actual URL going, which would be
Except,
awesome.
Shout out to Stitcher. I'm sure the executives aren't listening to me. Why the hell can I only make reviews on the desktop? Like in this day and age, why do I have to have a desktop to make reviews? Why don't you let me make reviews from the mobile app? It's stupid.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to get us onto the actual Google Play storefront, which podcasts are able to do for some reason.
What? What do you mean we can get on Google Play?
Like just on the fucking like Google like home store on like where the apps would be, podcasts are on there somehow and for some reason.
Oh, we should figure out. Maybe then I can listen from my Google Home. Then I would actually listen to it. If I could, go, hey Google. Play
actually, now that I think about it, that's
podcast.
probably why they're doing that. Is because that's probably how fucking Google Home pulls from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I need to figure that out. We might be on Google at some point.
That's the only way I listen to podcasts, though.
Bam.
Just saying.
Bam.
I'm such a
He's
millennial.
just saying.
Such a millennial.
Just saying.
Actually, you know what's a really well? That's probably for another podcast too. I don't want to keep going too long.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't have to. I was listening to the Vergecast podcast.
Yeah.
And it was going into an interesting thing about how, like, the voice activated speakers or kind of like the voice activation thing is going to kind of be like a big disruptor in the like app market, because like kind of for like Stitcher and like Spotify and Pandora, like when I say hey Google play X podcasts, Google just pulls it from somewhere. Like it gets rid of the what?
Is your phone ringing?
No. My tablet is making noise. So it gets rid of like the complete like branding, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it, because I don't know what it pulls from. I get the podcast and that's all I wanted. So, and well, you can go back and forth between using Pandora and YouTube. But they were making an interesting argument about how like the entire branding is moved from things when you start using voice activated stuff.
Oh yeah, do you want to do that? Do you want to do that closed envelope Oscars thing?
Yes. When is the Oscars? March something, isn't there?
I think I don't remember. Let me pull up the nominees and shit.
The nominees.
Academy Awards. Full list of Oscar nominations. Oh my god, fucking... Fuck you, Variety, for trying to have ads in front of your article, trying to feed your children. Trying to host a show, god damn it.
I love all these Nintendo Mini knockoffs you can get. I didn't, were they a thing before that I guess I just didn't know about?
Oh yeah, they have been a thing for a long time. There's a premium one actually made by people that are actually devoted to recreating NES and Super Nintendo hardware. Their first product retailed for about $500.
Oh, yep, I totally just saw an article on it. Now they have a plastic one for like $350 or something. I'm like, geez,
Yep.
but I'm like, why wouldn't I just get like an Xbox?
And then the Super NT,
like,
well, it depends.
it.
If you just like Super Nintendo games and you want it to look as fucking incredible on an HD television, that's where you're gonna fucking go.
That's so stupid. Why don't you just get a computer emulator for like free?
Because also, emulators half the time have like weird hiccups that, in theory, those $400 boxes would not.
Well, yeah, but it's also $400. Like, geez, oh free. And why wouldn't you just buy, like, you could just buy the original for less than $400?
You could, yeah.
Oh, but you said the originals, they can't hook into HD TVs, can they?
So, do we want to do every singular category?
Probably not every, some of those, like, stupid, whatever categories, like, best scene design or best something.
Oh shit!
Something.
No, never mind. Okay, never mind. There's few enough categories that I think we can do this. Let's start from the bottom and go up to Best Picture because
Wait,
I
are we
think
gonna
that's
do it right now?
yeah. Why don't we do it right now?
Because I'm not prepared. What if I need to research?
What do you mean research?
Fine. Well, give me a minute. Can I pull up a list on my tablet? Give me a
Yeah,
minute.
sure. You want me to just send you the list? Because I've got the list right here.
Yeah, just email it to me.
I'll Facebook message it to you.
Gosh, fine.
Enjoy my presence, Brandon.
Just email it to me.
Enjoy my presence.
For any of the Pokemon Go fans out there, I did my first EX raid yesterday, fighting Mewtwo. Beat him, but did not catch him, so kind of disappointing because I've been playing for 2 years and I've got one EX raid. And they're like impossible to get, but you know, whatever. And I had to stand out in the snow in a park, in the middle of a park to get it. But it's whatever. And it was kind of disappointing. Have you played video games like where I don't know if like all the hype is built up or like I enjoy beating a video game, but like all this hype was built up from Mewtwo, and it took like 10 of us to beat him, and I lost like 2 of my 6 Pokemon. Like I was kind of like the challenge wasn't there. Like that's half the sense of accomplishment for beating it like wasn't there, and I was kind of like, I was kind of really disappointed because he's supposed to be like the strongest Pokemon in the game.
In video games, it has been increasingly understood in the last 10 years that hype is a beast that eats its own tail, and shit just goes completely sideways some amount of the time. It is unfortunate, but oh well. I guess as far as video games I've been playing Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball FighterZ a lot. Monster Hunter World is very good. Brandon, if you ever get a PS4, you should get that so we can play it.
Is it only on PS4?
No, it's on Xbox,
Okay.
and it's coming to PC. It's coming to PC in like 8 months.
I'm leaning towards an Xbox, but I don't know.
Because of the Game Pass thing?
Yes, probably.
I mean, it's a neat idea for a service. I don't think PlayStation's ever going to do it because they're far enough ahead in the market that they don't need to. I think it would be smart of them to do it.
Well, whoa. Did you hear there's rumors that Google is going to be doing maybe a mobile-centered Game Pass subscription service, or they're going to make they're going to make new hardware now that they're into hardware development. They hired a guy from I don't know, some famous game designer. He was like EA for 20 years. He was at Activision for like 10 years or something. Luke something or something. Or
I think I know who you're talking about.
But they recently just hired him to.
That would be neat if he does that, because maybe that would make Apple finally get off their fucking ass and also start doing that. It fucking blows my mind how little Apple cares about fucking video games, even though that's like half of their goddamn app store. It's fucking video games.
They're all about hardware. Which actually should make them. I don't see them jumping into the video game business. It's just...
They don't even have to. Like, it's just more like, feature it a little more prominently. Like that shit is so...
Oh, March 4th.
So lucrative on their store, and I'm willing to bet they at least get a cut of that shit, so...
So the award show is called the Academy Awards, and
the Academy Awards, yes.
They get Oscars. The trophy is called an Oscar.
Yes, I figured that out after that one time we talked about it, and we were like, what is the Academy Awards? What's the deal with the Academy Awards? So, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up.
The Shape of Water is getting a bunch of awards. That look like such a stupid movie.
What, The Shape of Water?
Yeah.
No, it looks kind of cool.
Did you see it? I don't know if you said you saw it.
I did not see it, but it looks kind of cool. I'm into the idea of Guillermo del Toro basically making a love movie, because it sounds like, it just seems like Guillermo del Toro's just in the background going, yes, you fucked that monster. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, I forgot that the Academy Awards are not the fucking Grammys and don't have 3 billion categories. There's actually like a normal amount of categories, so we can go through this.
Okay.
So we're going to start at visual effects.
We need to... You should get a pen or something so we can write them down.
I'll jot them down.
I thought we were doing a closed thing. Where we were going to reveal our pick during the podcast. Is that what you say? What was the closed envelope idea you talked about?
Well, like, do it before the thing happens and then see what happens.
Yeah, but I thought it was... Okay. But I thought it was supposed to be, like, a secret.
Well, it's a secret to us. And the internet. It's our little secret.
Oh, no. I thought our choice was a secret. No, where did the closed envelope come in? I'm confused.
Yeah, I guess so.
But no, I mean, I guess we can pick. I don't really care. I really don't care what we do. I honestly don't.
I'm going to make a shirt, and that's what's going to say is just quote Branden. I don't really care what we do.
But we need to... Do you get like a paper and pen so we can remember to write down our choices?
I've got the notepad thing, so...
Okay. Oh yeah, you have a computer in front of you.
So, visual effects.
Who uses paper and pen nowadays?
So, the nominees are Blade Runner 2049.
Wait, are you starting at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, why would you start at the bottom?
Because Best Picture is the only one anyone fucking cares about. So why not start with the one that nobody cares about and work your way up?
Fine, okay.
Like any other... It actually drives me nuts how the fucking award shows do it. Anyway, so the nominees for visual effects are Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, The Last Jedi,
see all of these.
And War of the Planet of the Apes. Still a terrible name for a movie.
I saw 3. Nope, I saw 2 of them.
I also saw 2 of them.
Which ones? I saw Guardians and Star Wars.
I saw Guardians and Blade Runner.
Oh,
I also saw Kong.
You didn't see Star Wars?
No.
What?
I didn't get a chance to see Star Wars.
Okay.
And you know what next movie
Kong is on HBO.
You know what?
I could watch it.
I've seen Kong.
I know, you just said I'm saying I can watch it too.
Personally?
Guardians of the Galaxy is getting an Oscar nomination? It's kind of... Whatever.
Why are you surprised by that?
I don't know. It is...
Guardians of the Galaxy is a good fucking movie.
I know. Fine. Gosh, calm down. I'm going to actually pick it for my visual effects pick.
Okay. You know what?
Very bright colors. I think they did a good job.
You know what? I was originally going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah, I'm going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, bastard.
So let's, I'm going to note that down as both of us.
Okay, first of all, I'm only going to go farther if you make me a promise.
What?
When we do this one, we have to do, if your pick is right, you take a shot. If your pick is wrong, no, if your pick is wrong, you take a shot. That's how we're gonna do the episode.
Okay, well, how about if your pick is right, you take a shot. If your pick is wrong, you take 2 shots.
No, that's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Because you said there's 24 categories.
There's not 24 categories.
That's what it said on here.
There's 24 categories?
Well, maybe they just guess they don't show them all. The top of the thing says there's 24 categories.
Okay. I guess there's 24 categories. Costume design. Beauty and the Beast.
You can't take 24 shots in like 30 minutes. I'll die.
Why not? Oh, that's assuming you're right, too.
Yeah, see, no, yeah, these are going to be... I really wanted to see Victoria and Abdul. I didn't see any of those. I guess I saw Darkest Hour.
Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Phantom
Right, Darkest
Thread.
Hour costume design? That seems...
I mean, how nice was the Winston Churchill costume? Wasn't it nice?
I guess, but see, I guess I don't think of it as... I guess it's true. See, when it's not like a super fantasy film, like, I don't think of costumes because it's just fucking clothes.
So, speaking personally, I think I'm going to go with The Shape of Water, even though I didn't watch it, mostly because I would pick Beauty and the Beast, but too much CGI in that shit for me. So, whereas Shape of Water, like, that legitimately, that costume is real, besides his eyes. The eyes are CG, but otherwise that costume is a real costume that an actor put on for that film.
I'm going to go with another period piece. I'm going to go with Victoria and Abdul.
What is that one about?
It's about Queen Victoria meeting some sultan, I think, some Abdul, some Middle Eastern leader or something, and whatever ensues afterwards. I wanted to see it with my mom. Me and my mom wanted to see it, and we didn't get around to it. Darkest Hour is getting more Oscar nods than I thought it would.
So, makeup and hair. Darkest Hour, Victoria and Abdul, and Wonder.
I'm gonna continue with my. I'm gonna go with Victoria and Abdul.
I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Wonder because Owen Wilson looks so pretty in that movie.
Owen Wilson is in Wonder?
Yeah, he's the dad. Oh, original song. Mighty River.
Mudbound is getting a.
Mystery of Love. Remember Me. Stand Up for Something. And This Is Me.
I'm gonna go with
let's see.
Mighty River from Mudbound. Mary J. Blige.
I like that. I like that song a lot, actually. That was one of the only things that we didn't get to talk about when we were talking about Mudbound. That song was legitimately good. I have heard this song, even though I haven't seen this movie. I like that Remember Me by Coco, so I'm gonna go with that. Brandon sounds so enthused.
Mm-hmm. Man, Disney is racking up the Oscar nods.
Oh yeah, they're really good at that.
Huh. I never really watch the Oscars, so I don't really care. I'm just saying.
So why are we doing this?
That's my theme. Because it's gonna be fun. Now I have a way to engage in it. Before I didn't care. Why do I care about a bunch of actors and movie execs who just throw themselves a circle jerk party every year?
Can that be like on the title for the Oscars? The circle jerk by a bunch of. Oh man. Okay, so best original score. Its nominees are Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water,
What is this
The
Phantom
Last
Thread
Jedi
movie? Have you heard of it?
Phantom Thread? No, I have not. It's like the one thing that always weirds me out about the Oscars is when I see like a lot of nominations for a thing that I've literally never fucking heard of. Like until I actually saw these lists come out, I had never heard of 3 Billboards.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
So anyway,
I'm gonna pick Star Wars.
going with Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with Dunkirk.
Man, the next three settings have like the next three categories have like literally the same 5 movies.
That sounds like the same thing with fucking Bruno disease that caught out at the Grammys.
Oh yeah, Bruno Mars cleaned up.
To which I
Which is
say,
super funny. I didn't really think it was that good of a year for him. At least I never heard any. I didn't see any of his songs on the radio this year, or like I don't remember any of them. Why are you looking at me like that?
24 Karat Magic. That's what I like. Those things are still getting blasted on the radio literally all the fucking time.
Were they this year though?
Yes. That album was this year.
Really? Gosh, I feel like it's forever ago.
Yes. Because you've been hearing it constantly. You have Stockholm Syndrome in your ears. As I do. As we all do. To which I say, those fucking award shows are fucking stupid. Why on earth does a single human being need to get like 7 fucking Grammys?
He deserved them. He worked hard.
But what the fuck is the point of inviting all of those other smaller artists who have never won a Grammy before and it was their first nomination just to give it to fucking Bruno Mars?
Because getting a nomination is still cool.
It's cool,
still
but
rank
like
your
it's
profile.
not. Doesn't have the same clout.
No, but well then they have to be better.
I think there should be a rule that if you win 2 Grammys or 2 awards period, you're stricken from the rest of the nominations.
Well, that's just dumb.
Why is that dumb?
Because you can't exclude people for being good.
I'm not. I'm saying, hey, you've had your time to shine. Maybe let some other people also succeed. It is possible to cast a wide enough shadow that you block out the sun for smaller plants.
Well, that's called the business world, especially in Hollywood and the music. It's hard to be an independent artist.
The business world is what I'm concerned with the music awards.
Yeah, well.
Can we just call them the business awards then?
I mean, that's all. Music is a business, Doug. The arts is a business. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Fuck. What did you pick for original score?
I picked Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's Star Wars. Poopy face Brandon. Poopy face. What is the next one? Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Production design. PD, bitch. Okay. Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Shape of Water.
I'm gonna go with Darkest Hour.
Whee! I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast. I don't fucking like that live action remake of it, but a lot of the design is immaculate in a way that I appreciate. So, I'm going to do that.
What do they necessarily, what do they mean by production design? Like, give me a little bit of a...
So, production design, as far as I understand, for the most part means like the general costuming, the backgrounds, the backdrops.
Okay, that's what I was taking it as. So.
Yeah, that's more or less what it is. So let's see.
I didn't know if it meant like, I don't know, like editing, cinematography, or like camera things. I didn't know if it meant that kind of production or like.
No, yeah, there's a separate category for that.
Oh, okay.
And the B. I'm jotting these down incredibly fast, so this is going to be interesting for us to read later. Sound mixing.
Oh crap.
Baby Driver. Blade Runner, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, The Last Jedi.
What was this category again?
Sound mixing.
I'm gonna leave this one to you because you're the one. You're the one who just literally bitched about sound mixing.
I'm gonna put not applicable to Brandon.
Oh no, I'm just gonna pick whatever you pick.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Baby Driver. Because
I really wanted to see that. I haven't seen that yet.
I've seen it. I don't think it is an incredible movie. It is the most middling Edgar Wright film I think I have ever fucking seen.
That was rough.
But it's got cool stuff in it. Like, there are a couple of scenes where every bit of the action is synced up to the beat of the score in the movie. It's really fucking cool looking. The rest of the movie's kind of meh. But the actual sound design and editing for that movie is very good. There is good stuff in it. So, I guess we are both going with Baby Driver.
How did you get an Oscar for film editing?
How do you get an Oscar for film editing?
Like, what is film editing? Like, that just seems...
Like, if you're the head editor on the team of...
Well, I
like,
know,
5
but
or
I
6
mean,
people.
to get an award for editing a film just seems weird.
Yeah, but, like, that's the actual glue that delivers the picture. Like, without, like, film editing, like, everything would be
I know,
fucking,
but-
like, non-moving camera documentaries. Like,
I guess so. Whatever. I don't understand this whole thing.
good editing is the whole way, like... Bad editing slows down the pace of, like, fucking anything.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't care about sound editing?
Nope.
Yep, I guess we're just gonna put the stamp on that one. Baby Driver again! Big winner on the roll here. Cleaning house. What's the next one? Film editing. I'm guessing Brandon doesn't care.
I'm gonna go with Baby Driver.
Oh man! Baby Driver to the rescue. Oh my god. It'd take like 7 attempts to write your fucking name. I'm gonna go with I, Tanya. I, Tanya. Because there's a bit where she's chain smoking and she has a parrot on her shoulder. That's why I'm going with that. Best foreign language film. Brandon goes with Oldboy.
I'm gonna go with The Insult.
You know what that is?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah?
Nope, I have no idea. I
Did
just
you ever even like watch Amelie or anything like
insulting.
that?
Watching what?
Amelie. It's that foreign language film that came out like 9 years ago.
Oh,
And like it was fucking huge. That thing won so many goddamn Oscars. If you fucking walk into like a family video, I guarantee you there is still a copy of Amelie sitting around somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not really my thing. Shit. I haven't seen Loveless, but Loveless sounded very interesting, so I think I'm gonna go with that. So I've heard of Loveless, whereas these other ones I have not heard anything of. So, and you went with The Insult.
Mm-hmm.
We should make it so whoever wins this becomes the new queen of the podcast.
Okay.
The new monarch. Best live action short film.
I haven't heard any of these.
Me neither. Should we skip this one?
What is live action? Oh, short film. Sure.
N/A. Next category. Oh my god. There we go. Best documentary short.
Heroin. Heroin. Is it heroin or heroin?
Heroin.
Heroin. But like heroin, the drug, or like she's the heroine of a movie?
I'm willing to bet it's a play on words, and I'm willing to bet it's both.
Okay.
Considering where the parentheses is placed.
Okay.
Okay, so Brandon votes for heroin. That feels weird to write on paper. Brandon. Heroin. Let's see. I have heard of Edith and Eddie, so I guess I'm going to go with that. Will you fucking put your phone on silent? Or something?
So angry.
Well, it's just constantly going off. Best documentary feature. I've never fucking heard of any of these either.
Abacus small enough to jail.
Small enough to jail. Oh. I'm gonna go with Strong Island. I like that name. All right. Cinematography.
Mudbound.
Bam.
I'm rooting for Mudbound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Blade Runner. Next category. Best original screenplay. I know what I'm going for with this.
Get Out. Please tell me you picked Get Out.
Of course I picked Get Out.
Okay.
Unfortunately, The Big Sick is also pretty fucking good. I was really torn on that, and then I saw Get Out, and I was like, nope, yeah, Get Out. So Get Out gets a vote for both of us.
What does adapted screenplay mean?
It means it's based on a book or based on a source material.
Okay.
I know what one I'm voting for.
Mudbound. That's what I voted for.
Adapted.
Oh, Aaron Sorkin did Molly's Game? What?
You didn't know that?
I read Aaron Sorkin. That's so funny.
Like, that was the noteworthy thing about that.
Oh, huh. I need to see that now.
So, Mudbound, Branden, Doug, the Disaster Artist.
That's an adapted screen. Oh, I didn't see it. Now I see it.
Because of course I'm voting for that.
Mm-hmm.
Logan is also very good, though.
Oh,
I hate that I
didn't
didn't
see that. I didn't even see that was in there. Man, that's gonna be a hard one. That's gonna be a good one. I like all of those.
Right?
Well, not Disaster Artist.
I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name yet.
And I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name. The only one I've seen is Logan and Mudbound.
Okay, animated short.
Garden Party.
What?
Garden Party.
Garden Party. I'm going with Lou. We got best animated features next. Animated feature. What's your best animated feature?
I'm gonna go with Boss Baby.
I can't fucking believe that came out this year.
I can't believe it got an Oscar nomination though. To be real honest, it's kind of. But whatever. I bet Coco's totally gonna win though.
I want Coco to win.
I imagine Coco's gonna win.
I want that Coco win, son. Mm-hmm. Best director. Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, Shape of Water. Go.
Get Out.
Yeah.
Have to cheer for Get Out.
Get Out.
Man, I wonder if I bet he never thought he's like, dude, get an Oscar.
Get out. Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out.
Shut up.
Yeah, that, it, honestly,
Isn't he doing another movie that's supposed to be similar like that or something? I heard he was on another project.
Both of those guys are constantly working. I'd be willing to bet. Let's be best supporting actress. I guess I'm gonna go with Mary J. Blige. I guess.
For supporting actress?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, yeah, I'll do the same.
I put Mark J instead of Mary J. Very disrespectful. Let me guess. Best supporting actor. Let's see.
I'm gonna go with Christopher Plummer.
Chris Plum. Brandon. Willem Dafoe for me, because I like his last name. I'm guessing the next one's best... Yes, best leading actress.
Oh, I have to do Meryl Streep in The Post. I just love Meryl Streep. I need to see that movie before it leaves.
I've also not seen that movie. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Margaret Robbie. Well, Margaret Robbie. Because I, Tanya, is ghetto as shit.
Sorry, are we on lead actor again, or what are we on?
Lead actor.
I wanted to see that Roman J. Esquire, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to. As far as I understand, it's just Denzel Washington, like, all up and down the street for about 2 hours.
Oh, man, what's his name is getting a thing for lead actor? I'll do that. Get out.
Of course, man.
Get out's all over the place.
Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out. Let's see, I think the next one is Best Picture. Beep.
And the big one, Best Picture. Lady Bird got a Best Picture nod? Wow. Oh, Get Out is up for Best Picture? Oh, man. Man, I'm really torn between Get Out and The Post.
I went with Get Out.
I'm gonna have to go with the Get Out. Get the Get Out. Get the Get Out.
Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out.
What can we call it?
Get out. Okay, that's all of them. So this podcast will be sealed in time forever. People can literally, like, check back on our guesses, too. They'll be able to see if we cheat.
Can't you do them in show notes? Isn't that a thing? Or, like,
yeah, I'm going to do that anyway.
Descriptions, that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm going to do that anyway.
Podcast
I think this is going to be, like, a post thing, like, after the song at the end, for people that want to hang out and talk about that shit, so. Because, like, us actually watching the Oscars can be its own episode.
Well, obviously, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. We'll do that anyway, because award shows
we're gonna watch it and take shots.
I need to make sure to, like, it's a day that I don't work the next day, because that might go bad for me.
For sure.
I don't know a couple of those things that I voted on, so.
For sure.